Hello everyone to our round 3 map from for our Newcomers tournament. Glass Colony this time.
Yeah, and a lot of hills and mountains.
And also one really big resource clump just south of the colony.
Yeah, this is an interesting map.
What would you found in that resource clump if you...
Probably just expansive. Crush a lot of stuff, have access to a lot of stuff. I mean, it is a big resource clump, but a lot of the resources in it aren't particularly strong. I guess there is the medium-high water there. But the aluminum is kind of whatever, the iron's kind of whatever.
I would find elite. Because I am concerned about nukes, and elites can always get the slant drilling patent. And if I crush all this aluminum, I get a nice boost to buy steel with, because aluminum started at 40 and steel at 30. So I can basically buy up all my steel by just crushing this aluminum.
That's definitely
I think I
fair.
might even get HU2 right on funding, maybe not.
Of course, if you're worried about nukes, scientific is also always an option, but yeah. Elite is maybe more tempting than I gave it credit for.
What
So
other founds are there?
at the northeast, there's an issue about lack of aluminum. Although you have the ice and the iron. So you might be able to fit a robot there.
Or a scientist?
Scientist.
Yeah, scientist, of course.
Right, scientist would suffer from the aluminum, but I think otherwise it's a fairly strong found.
I'm checking for core samples. Yeah, there is aluminum, like a whatever that terrain is called that gives aluminum.
Rocky.
It's rocky. Yeah, it's not too far away. So that would be an option.
Yeah.
Otherwise this map is pretty sad. There is...
Yeah, if somebody founds in the water clump, you can still fit a nomad in the silicon clump below.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I'm not sure where you would get your aluminum. Maybe southwest?
Yeah,
somehow?
you can maybe found somewhere close to the high aluminum and hope to make that work. But I guess someone would have to have not taken that yet.
Yeah, I was looking at the triple though, because I want more than 2 aluminum per second. But yeah, maybe either one. It's an okay found. It's not an optimal found.
Mm-hmm.
And there are the 2 carbon tiles in the north, but no aluminum near them.
Yeah, no aluminum and nukes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really think my second best is a robot. Because robots need half the amount of aluminum as the other factions do to upgrade. And that's really the key feature I'm looking at here.
But where would you found you as robot?
Basically anywhere northeast, probably.
A robotics HQ has been
like that.
founded.
Okay, I already assumed that this spot was taken by some scientist or robot.
Oh.
I guess.
Yeah, I think I prefer a robot over scientist here, though,
Okay.
because of the aluminum thing. But yeah, as you said, if you get the luck with the core samples, this is a great scientist one. It's hard to say. Depends on how lucky you feel.
I mean, 90% for aluminum is
A
not too
robotics
bad.
HQ has been upgraded.
There's even sand tiles or close
there.
by.
How do you see these things? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'd fit in second.
Same for the
robot.
scavenger. There are some where you would found scavenger. There, right next to that, there's there are rocky tiles.
I mean,
for aluminum.
yes, but especially for scavengers, there's no money whatsoever to be made quickly.
That's true.
It would be painful.
Yeah, it would be very painful.
I don't
But
know.
so you have to find something. Once
Um,
these obvious spots are taken, what do you do?
Yeah.
something like that. It's not a happy found, but
I think I prefer the high iron.
Um,
Medium irons are so awkward.
it is, and especially with nukes, but I want to be on the ice.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, could you do that? Oops. control click.
A robotics HQ has been founded.
Yeah, I
Then
guess you
take
can
the
always
iron.
ship in the iron.
So one thing actually that I didn't consider before, but we plus found you can get the power adjacency on the medium.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait, anyway, going back to other reasons why Robot in particular. Glass is starting at half price, but this is a glass colony, so especially with the aluminum problems, you're going to generally be pretty slow upgrading. There's a lot of stuff you're going to want to spend money on between core samples, aluminum, and everything else. So you're not going to have too much room to buy up a lot of glass early. And Robot neatly sidesteps all that. Otherwise, there's not much silicon to work with up here before core samples. And there's just not much room to get stuff done with those markets.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at depth again for an elite, or I guess possibly expensive in that clump below the colony.
It's probably safer to found, if you're gonna take the clump below the colony, it's probably safer to found by the iron, especially with the nukes. Because then that gives you a lot more flexibility on the iron. Even though I like founding in the aluminum water so much more.
Yeah, I think what makes aluminum strong here is the prices. The
Yeah.
steel is low. As a robot, I managed to get HQ2 on founding without even crushing anything at all. If you crush aluminum, you will have even more money. You will get up to a flying start.
Probably could have upgraded if I didn't put down these turbines, but we're being silly here.
Yeah. Would you actually go turbines?
I don't know. I really don't. Probably not. Power doesn't start high enough.
Yeah, I think 40 is a bit too low. But yeah. I think my play is the obvious one to go into reactors because fuel also started high.
Yeah.
And you can see that a lot of our decisions here are influenced by which prices are low and which are high. It's very important to pay attention to that when you're founding.
Yeah, although you do want to make sure that even though your decisions are affected by that, you don't want to go all in on those plays. You need to have room to move into your standard upgrade resources or other things. Make sure you don't get stuck if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Which is also why I was somewhat insistent on founding on the ice, so I have the option of making life support if something happens with this iron. Although, of course, Trat's found is just much better in every way.
Yeah. So one thing that's pretty advanced we can point out, as a robotic with these geothermal vents, if you get the borehole patent, then each of those surrounding tiles will output power. And robotic has a feature that says that if a neighboring tile outputs an input resource, you'll get adjacency bonuses. And since every building has power as an input resource, you get a lot of extra adjacencies by getting that patent and founding like this.
Yep, and you also get a big invitation for people to drop EMPs on you.
Absolutely.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, it's fun when it works at least. Alright.
So how much would we pay for the two obvious founds?
Not
I would pay 20 to crush aluminum as an elite. But I like elites too much, I know that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't pay much more than 20, 24. Just because I think if you get off to too fast to start, you will be nuked down, and I think you will run into trouble. Well, I guess it depends on what you're assuming about your competition, but don't want to risk that.
Would you found that Richard's found as soon as the other found is gone, or would you wait?
I would probably take that immediately. I really do not like my found or your found.
Yeah.